Welcome back to Cryptos Are Us. I am George. We're all George. So I'm a little late today, but welcome to another Market Open stream. So today, let's talk about AI and how it can drive Bitcoin to as high as $760,000. So let's talk about that, and let's talk about everything else that's going on in the world today. Welcome, guys. Hopefully you're doing well. The market bell already rung, so I'm not going to ring it. But you can see U.S. market is kind of mixed. Dow, S&P down slightly. NASDAQ up very barely little. Bitcoin is still holding within this range, coming up a little bit. So today, I don't know. It could swing either way. Yesterday was deep red, or we're going to swing more into the red, or was yesterday just a little, a little fake out or premature because of the outstanding jobs report that we received. But today we saw in the U.S. Non-farm payroll report come out. It's a little bit lower than the estimate. So I don't know, not a whole lot movement. Unemployment is still at 3.6%. Didn't go up, so these things don't really affect the next rate hike coming up. But Bank of America says there is close to $8 trillion of cash. Okay, so obviously, there's a lot of people that is still scared. They are still holding their cash. And just imagine when this cash is not being held anymore, but being used to invest. Okay? Like Bitcoin. $8 trillion. That's a lot. That's a lot. So there is definitely a lot of cash on the side. I always say that. A lot of cash on the side waiting to enter. Right? That's why a spot Bitcoin ETF is so important, because yes, it's going to pull in some of the cash, this 8 trillion stockpile on the side, because there are a lot of institutions and fund managers that want to start investing, and Bitcoin spot Bitcoin ETF is going to make it that much easier for them to do so. Okay, so just want to highlight that real quick. But what about Bitcoin, AI? What does that have to do with anything? Well, Arthur Hayes, the co-founder of BitMEX. A lot of people follow Arthur Hayes for his opinions, but he's putting two and two together. He makes the argument that AI, because of the exponential growth, what better currency to pair it up with? Of course, a digital asset like Bitcoin. The future is not going to be settled in cash. Okay, not going to be utilizing fiat. It's still too analog. You got to go with something digital, purely decentralized, something that can complement AI. And he's making this argument that, hey, you have the rising trend growth of AI, which is exponential, and we'll show you how exponential it is. And you pair that with Bitcoin, of course, it's going to lift Bitcoin up as well. So according to him, there's like kind of three multiples, okay, for where Bitcoin can go. You have an 8x multiple, which is considered low, 23x, which is considered medium, and 172, which is considered mania. And this is derived from previous Bitcoin cycles, coming off from bottom all the way to top. Okay, so he's using these three multiples, 8, 23, and 172. And he's arguing, depending on how hot AI gets, that's how hot Bitcoin is going to get, how much FOMO will be driven in. So if you look at this, you look at the 8x, 23x, and 172x multiplier, okay, and you look at and you just, extrapolate the price. Well, Bitcoin could be $760,000 if we reach that mania stage. Okay, even at a medium stage, which is very conservative, really, if you think about it, 128,000. That's not that far off from our previous high. And then, of course, if it's just the 8x multiple, then we'll just be at 64,000. But that's 760,000. As far-fetched as that seems, keep in mind, that would only place Bitcoin around the market cap of gold. The goal for Bitcoin is to overthrow gold someday, right? Or at least match its market cap. Gold with what is it now? 14 trillion market cap, 13 and 14 trillion market cap. It requires Bitcoin to get up to 750,000 to equal that. So as far-fetched as that may sound, one day Bitcoin can definitely get there. Will it come this cycle? Probably not, but who knows? With $8 trillion sitting on the sidelines and all of it flowing to Bitcoin, well, that will make it happen. Okay? Maybe not this cycle, maybe not next cycle, although I think it'll probably happen next cycle. It's going to happen. That's why we're in the game, okay? And we got to be patient, and why we need to focus on the future and continue to DCA and HODL while we can. Because once things get really nutty, once Bitcoin breaks 6 figures, it's going to be very, very, very hard to accumulate. So much harder than right now. And even at 30,000, it's very, very hard. Think about it. Think about how many of you guys watching right now, okay? And some of you guys are whole coiners. A lot of you guys are whole coiners. But think about if you weren't DCAing, accumulating throughout time, and you had to just take out 30,000 from a bank account to buy a single Bitcoin. How difficult that is already. Imagine when we're at 128,000, it's nearly impossible for anyone to do so. And then wait until we're at 760,000. How many people could take out 760,000 from a bank account and buy a single Bitcoin with it? Very little on the planet, right? So that's why the best way to do it is DCA over the long haul. Never invest more than what you can afford to lose, and just HODL until we get these numbers. Now, why is this a possibility? Well, look at this. I want to show you this. Look at ChatGPT, okay? And look at all the previous tech companies, the major ones that you guys have heard of and may still be using. I think the only one out of this list is Foursquare, which pretty much died off. But look at Netflix, Kickstarter, Airbnb, Twitter, Foursquare, Facebook, Dropbox, Spotify, Instagram. How long it took for them to reach 1 million users. Instagram was pretty quick, right? But look at how quick it has been for ChatGPT. It's crazy. And according to Arthur, I think in this article, ChatGPT already reached one of these articles. No, it's this one. ChatGPT already reached 100 million users. So not only did it hit 1 million basically instantly, it's already up to 100 million users. That is the demand for AI. How quick AI is moving. And imagine once everyone in every industry starts using AI, how much more productivity will be unlocked through AI. Okay, hopefully doesn't lead to Skynet and doesn't lead to Terminators that will be destroying the world. But if we use it right and control it, the productivity of everything that we know today will be multiplied by 1,000,000x. So that's why AI is so hot. And there are some amazing tools already. So can't wait to see what happens and how Bitcoin will be integrated into the future, okay, of AI. Lightning Labs unveils new tools to ease Bitcoin transactions for AI. See, it's starting to happen already. What natural, what better currency than Bitcoin, right? So it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Can't wait to see when it happens. But man, AI is just exploding like crazy. But in the meantime, before we hit 760,000, what else is going on? Well, ARK Invest, they do a lot of research into Bitcoin. They're very bullish on Bitcoin. They know that Bitcoin hit a one-year high, right? But they also notice that the long-term holders keep on increasing, okay? And this is a phenomenon because I can't really zoom in on this, but if you look at the green line, you could see, right? You could see how it drops every time there's a peak. And why does long-term holder percentage drop? Is because new retail investors FOMO in. That's why. It's not like long-term holders actually leave. It's just because new people come in, right? But look at it, how every time it forms that low point, gets a little bit higher, and then Bitcoin slowly trends up. And even with the price being where it is, which is much, much, much higher than previous lows, Bitcoin's long-term holder supply is up to 70% and keeps on climbing. Imagine after the next halving, okay, and the next cycle, and we actually recover from bottom, which could be like 50 or 60K. That could be the next bottom, whatever it may be. By then, long-term holder supply could be up to 80%. And then the cycle after that be 90%. What does this prove? More and more people are coming into the space and staying. They're not leaving nearly as much as before. They keep on staying, which is why more and more Bitcoin is being hodled and less of it exists. It can't be any simpler than that. Supply and demand. There's less and less supply and the demand keeps going up. This is one of those, this is proof of the fundamentals of Bitcoin continuing to get better. You can't disprove this. Long-term holder supply does not go up by accident. It's because more and more people are coming into the space, and not only coming, but staying in the space. That's why. All right. And then as for short-term movement, we know we're going sideways, okay? Consolidating. There's no doubt we are consolidating. Despite yesterday's market drop, Bitcoin is still holding strong, not going anywhere. Bitcoin right now seems like it has decoupled away from U.S. markets, right? But here's another channel, another view of things. But as we're recovering from bottom, right, we tend to hit these points before we start rallying up, before we hit the next halving event, and then start really rallying. But this next point, according to this trader, around 42,000. Some people think it's conservative, around 36,000, 40,000. Some people think it could be as high as 50 or 60,000. I've seen predictions predicting that Bitcoin will actually form a new high by the end of the year. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think we will be heading up to in the 40s. And after we break through this next resistance of 31.6, there's a big jump upward. So we could definitely see it. So that's awesome. Also, what's awesome for Bitcoin is ordinals volume is exploding, 210 million in Q2, and it's still highly debated among Bitcoin community. There are some people that do not like ordinals, do not like inscriptions within Bitcoin's chain, but Vitalik says this is good. It's revived the builder culture on Bitcoin, which is true if you think about it. Bitcoin has been stagnant for a while in terms of development, right? You have a few things like Lightning Network, and then you have like Stacks. But outside of those things, it was kind of flat, a few little upgrades. But now you have a lot of projects that are really trying to build on Bitcoin. For example, you have these new tokens. You have a stable coin. You have a whole new token standard, right? There's so much that's being built. Whether or not they will live long term, but it is definitely getting some excitement back to Bitcoin. So that's positive, very positive indeed. All right. Last two things. Some of you guys may pick this up. Multi-chain, which is a bridging protocol. Something happened. Okay, yesterday it was unknown whether or not there was a vulnerability, a rug pull, or whatever. Today it's being reported that it's been hacked and $126 million worth of synthetic tokens has been moved and could be sold off. So unfortunately, a lot of these bridging protocols, we still hear about it. All the recent hacks that I remember are all from bridges, because bridges are just not built the same way as chains. There's just not enough nodes, not enough audits. There's just not enough security. And that's why all these major hacks, the Ronin hack was, Axie's bridge. The Harmony hack was due to Harmony's bridge. You have this one, and then whatever else hacks that happen. They're all like bridges, and these are huge ones. So unfortunately, that has happened. So hopefully you guys are okay. Lastly, a project that I like and I advise for, Aurochs. I just want to tell you guys, because wallets, of course, is still a major issue. But Aurochs wallet has just upgraded, and they have a pro feature now. So in case you guys are looking for the best browser wallet there is, you should check it out because it's completely free, and I've been using it for months now, and it is really, really good. And I'm going to see if I could showcase it, because this new pro feature goes way beyond just a regular browser wallet. Now, in case you haven't used it, a regular setup looks very much like MetaMask, but if you hit that pro button, that's where things really change. This is pro. I'm showing you live. This is part of the wallet. So now with the pro setup, you do not have to get out of your wallet. You don't have to go into different screens. TradingView is integrated directly within. Also, you have a dashboard. A lot of you guys are used to DEX tools telling you what's hot, what's not, if you're looking for memes or whatever, right? It's all integrated. The hot list is already integrated. You have your own portfolio manager, okay? It shows you what you're holding, your portfolio holdings, and everything that you're holding inside here, all right? Also, you could trade directly within. So not only do you get TradingView and all the other indicators, but right on the side here, you could trade directly using the integrated swap. You don't have to go out and go into Uniswap or go into some other swap. You could swap directly within. That's really cool. And also you have a screener. Basically, if you want to set, something, you want to look at certain projects. You want to see how they're moving, right? This is all integrated into the wallet, guys. This is called a pro, and a pro is free to use. This is not like a paid product or anything. There will be probably paid features in the future, but right now, this is all free and built into the best browser wallet there is, the safest one that actually verifies contracts so that you don't have to be scammed, right? So that's Aurochs. So you guys definitely should check it out. All right, outside of that, Bitcoin is coming up again, so that's pretty positive. Let's do some Q&A. SSLCK, since you have to be a jackass, is not a paid advertisement. I said I am advising for the project. I've been advising Aurochs for a while now, and I've been using them for even longer because they used to have a platform that I used and showcased on this channel for a long time, and it's still out there, but they have basically took all the platform features and integrated into their wallet because they want to be the best wallet maker there is. Scrolling up, Henry Is Trust Wallet enough? Diversify more wallets? I certainly do. Trust Wallet has been pretty good, but I definitely spread out my crypto among several wallets just in case. Just in case. Robert, super chat. Thank you. I'm still not touching Solana. Don't care how high the price gets. Yeah, I didn't even notice Solana is doing pretty darn good. 6% today. Well, Solana is still very oversold. I mean, very, very, very oversold. Before the whole FTX thing, they were still at like, $40, $35, $40. So they're still way off from their previous level. Can RX be connected to a hardware wallet? Yes. Yes, it can. Both wallets. Why am I so out of focus? My camera is actually really good quality. It's just YouTube compresses live streams or any streams from that matter. Because when I used to multi-stream to Twitch, there was a big difference in quality. Twitch is, I don't know, their compression is better, or I don't know. I don't know what it is, but live streams on Twitch are much clearer than YouTube. Vitalik's go sell his ETH to buy BTC. I don't think that's going to happen. You got to give Sol credit. They've been strong. I guess, but I don't know why they have been coming up. I mean, like I said, they're still way down from their previous levels, pre-FTX levels. So I don't know. I guess you gotta give them credit, but I don't know what's driving the recent movement. Safe to say everyone should stay away from bridging protocols. I mean, yeah. I don't know what it is about bridges. Projects just don't take it serious enough, and they are arguably the most vital because they hold so many crypto. I mean, so many tokens inside. They need to be able to bridge tokens, right? So it's surprising that a lot of projects don't secure their bridge better. I heard Indiana Jones bombed. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of movies that I'm looking forward to. Actually, there's no movie I'm looking forward to. So I was actually thinking about going to see Indiana Jones, but I heard it wasn't that good. So I guess the next one would be Mission Impossible. I haven't heard much about the new Mission Impossible. Yeah, Dan says Indiana Jones is pretty bad. I don't know. I think what they were trying to hype it up with all this AI stuff again in the movie, trying to show him young and then mixing it with, clips that they had before. I don't know. Just from the trailers, that's what it seemed like. It was like back and forth or whatever. But yeah, the last one, the Crystal Skull one, was absolutely horrible. Bitcoin is still holding pretty well. Um, yeah, I was gonna cover this, but I didn't cover it. Well, today Nasdaq is starting to come up, so that's good. Coinbase, MicroStrategy, CleanSpark. CleanSpark is huge, a big day for CleanSpark, but AMD. So today is a pretty good day for tech. Yesterday was just too oversold. Uh, but I saw this. I don't know. All this animosity between Mark and Elon, and now Meta comes out with a Twitter rival called Threads, which gets 50 million signups in one day. That's huge. I think Twitter only has like 250 million users. I don't even think they're up to 300 million, and that's a big chunk already. But maybe they're fake signups. People just sign up because it's tied into Instagram. Um, will anyone use it? All the big people are on Twitter, so I don't know. But I'll give more motivation for Elon to beat Mark in their cage match. Jabari, just so you know, the DCA portfolio does have Kadena, and um, but it is a sample portfolio. Okay, just so you know. I and yes, I get you like Cadena, but right now, um, I'm rooting for them, but I don't see a whole lot of things happening. They might be at my Vegas event though. Crystal Skull Crash. It's funny how all these guys that we grew up with in cinema, they're all so old. Like Arnold, um, you know, Arnold still can make good movies, but man, he's just not the same as before. And same thing with Sylvester Stallone, um, Harrison Ford, who he's just so old. I don't know how you can make movies. Um, some of these guys that we grew up with, they're still kicking it. Tom Cruise, I used to think he was like a vampire because he never ages, but now if you see him do interviews, he looks so much older. In the movies, I'm pretty sure they give him heavy makeup and CGI his face, so he still looks like he's in his 40s. Um, but if you see him do interviews, he has so much wrinkles now and stuff. He has gotten really old. Um, but I mean, he still makes great films. I'm looking forward to Mission Impossible, so I'm hoping that this will, be a good movie. Do you think Shytoshi will reveal himself soon? Well, he said he's going to be doing some kind of he's gonna be attending some kind of blockchain conference, but he's gonna go using AI voice, some voice changers. He's not gonna dox himself, but it seems like he's still part of the community. He's gonna announce the release date of Shibarium and release some world paper. What do you think about Apple being worth over 3 trillion now? I don't know. I've been saying for a long time, Apple. I like Microsoft more than Apple, but Apple has such a cult following that people will just stay with Apple forever. And you gotta give them credit. The iPhone is a pretty good piece of hardware. Their iCloud basically forces people to stay within the ecosystem, and yeah, they're gonna keep milking that forever. You know, they don't have any new products that's really successful. Like their AR headset things go bomb. They don't really make money from anything else. Their watches, so. They don't make a lot of money from watches or iPads or iMacs. They're kind of just like there. They make all their money from iPhones and App Store purchases. So as long as they continue to make great phones, they'll just continue to do well. But I still like Microsoft a lot better. Microsoft is so into cloud and basically transforming themselves into a pure cloud provider. And that, of course, is the backbone of Web 2, Web 2.5, and Web 3 is going to move towards decentralization. So I think they're going to do that too. Top Gun was really good. Yeah, Tom Cruise was showing his age a little bit in Top Gun, but still, he looked pretty good. Pretty good for his age. Apple will make homes and cars in the future. I think they gave up on their car project because they all, like, Uber stole all those guys. So I don't know. I don't know if they're going to come out the car or not. All right, guys. Happy Friday, by the way. I'll let you guys get back to your day. Today, tech is flipping back up, so that's pretty good. Bitcoin is up slightly. Entire market cap is still down. It should actually be up because most things are in green now. Bitcoin dominance is still somewhat high. But overall, guys, it's going to be good, really good. If Arthur is correct and Bitcoin is integrated into the future, and the future is AI, well, then prepare for $760,000 per Bitcoin. All right. So smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good night. Tomorrow, I'll see you guys tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right. Have a good one. Bye-bye.